Sorry now.
Hello and welcome to Conservating 915, America's #1 Latinx conservative talk show. I'm Dave.
El pinche Steve is here.
What's up, guys? It's Ruben.
What's up, everybody? It's Angel.
Welcome, everybody. We took a bit of a vacation.
Well, that was quite of a hiatus right there, man.
A couple weeks. 2-3 weeks. It's fine. Pentecost. You know, we all have busy lives. I'm sorry. We have jobs, we have communities, all good stuff. And while we were gone, we got these fancy new little mics. What do you guys think?
I think they're a little step above Best Buy for sure. Maybe.
I'm calling my Chicho.
Chicho.
To the guy who critiqued us in the first episode, let us know what you think about our new mics.
Yeah.
Let us know if we sound a little bit better, if we sound a little bit clearer.
If we don't, well then, I don't care.
Then it's probably your headphones.
Yeah.
Or the speaker on your computer.
Maybe get your headphones from somewhere other than the gas station.
Maybe you need to upgrade.
All right, so guys, we have so much to talk about today, and we want to start off with something very cheery, something very upbeat. I don't know if you've been following Robert F. Kennedy Jr., but he said some stuff. He said some stuff in an interview.
Well, if he's a Kennedy, it must have been great.
Oh, yeah, of course. It must have been very pro-America, pro-life.
Well, he's definitely been on the campaign trail saying a lot of stuff. Of course, he's running for president, so obviously people are going to have a lot of questions for him and get his opinions on all kinds of topics. Well, in this one in particular, we're looking at something from lifenews.com. They actually did an interview, and they asked him about abortions.
Oh, boy.
Y'all want to play the clip and check it out?
Okay, put on your headphones, guys. If you want to listen, of course.
If and y'all too. All right, so what does Mr. Junior say about?
Oh, no. Even if it's full term. What's full term?
The office of the presidency?
A test?
Okay, yeah.
Maybe he's taking some sort of an exam.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe. So let's see what he has to say.
But so in other words, keeping it as is with Roe versus Wade having been overturned and leaving it up to the states to determine if and when a woman can have an abortion?
No, I wouldn't leave it to the states.
You wouldn't, right?
No, I would.
You would say completely. It's up to the woman.
My belief is we should leave it to the woman. We shouldn't have government involved,
even if it's full term.
Even if it's full term.
Okay, and I think.
So I think that answer would probably be shocking to a lot of like Catholics, pro-life.
Yikes.
But I thought it was kind of interesting when I heard this because a couple of reasons. As we previously mentioned before, I was a huge fan of Dr. Ron Paul back in 2008 and 2012, you know. We were delegates for him at the state conventions. But anyway, he was another person who I believe, and I'll try and find the links and the references for this, but he used to talk a lot about abortions and about how some of the stuff that happened was very, very hurtful, like painful, some of the stuff that he saw, but literally when it came to like a full term abortion, from what I understood was they would have the baby, right? And then they would just put the baby like in a bucket and leave the bucket like in the corner of the room, like waiting for like the baby to die, you know. It was like crying and screaming like super loud, and it was just like left out, you know, like fully born baby. And like to me, that seems very, very unethical, almost
ghoulish.
Well, it doesn't seem unethical.
It is.
I would say it is unethical.
But I just couldn't imagine doing that to like a newborn like life, you know, full term being born, just putting in like a bucket and a pail, and then just putting like in the corner of the room for it to like, I guess, expire. You know, just horrible.
Oh, but it's not traumatizing at all.
Oh no.
Oh, of course not.
You know, as a father, that really, father of a bunch of girls, I'm actually, I almost lost my lunch just now, when you were mentioning that, and my dinner. Okay, I need to check it out. All right, but that is horrifying. And Robert, Mr. Junior, shame on you.
And while I don't agree with like Bobby on this, he actually does say a lot of other really, really good stuff about vaccines, which some of the stuff, unfortunately, we can't repeat here on YouTube because it'll automatically get blocked, and we'll probably get YouTube community guidelines strike on that. But he actually has like a lot of common sense stuff that I agree with him on. But unfortunately, like this is a huge no for me.
Oh no. That is unthinkable. It really is. I cannot wrap my head around it, and there was a bit of a pause. He had a bit of a pause. He's like, oh no, what do I say? Geez, do I want? And he just went for it.
Which I kind of respect him for that. He didn't like sugarcoat it.
Yeah, he didn't sugarcoat it. At least we know exactly
where he stands. Yeah.
And where he stands, I cannot stand with him. So, not that I was gonna ever vote for him to begin with, but now for sure, I personally will not.
No, but if he would have been out and about, like outspoken about it, he would have defined the term. Like, what do you mean by full term? They just leave it there like in the ether that everyone thinks, oh, it's just full term. No. Talk about the implications.
Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Or did I misinterpret that? Is full term? I thought it was like up until the point, like even when they're born, right?
Up until birth.
Yeah,
up
okay.
until birth.
Yeah, okay.
And so people just say words and they don't even think like what it implies.
Yeah.
There's like a
I
disconnect
don't know.
there.
Yeah, but even then, he didn't push back. So even if he doesn't think up until birth, maybe he thought something else. I don't know.
Well,
He
he's
didn't-
a politician.
He's a
He
politician.
knows what he's saying.
He could always backtrack.
He cannot, or what do they call it?
It's not like
You
everyone
could
has
do a
ever
word
backtracked.
salad. Yeah, a word salad is a basic politician like evasive move. Word salad, you're way out of that situation.
Mhm.
I know he went straight for the jugular.
I don't know, I'm not a female or anything, but I really
Really?
y'all like y'all know who Frank Pavone is, right? Former father who was unfortunately defrocked. Defrocked father Frank Pavone. But
No.
anyway,
You don't know who he is?
No, I do not.
no, you don't know who he is? Oh, he's a huge like pro-lifer guy. But anyway, the only reason I wanted to bring him up is because I love his X, like his timeline, the post line, or is that what they call it on X, where you put all your posts?
Oh, I guess something like that. Yeah.
It's full of a lot of women who were like, yeah, a lot of people were. I was like really, really discouraged. They were considering like having an abortion, and like I'm glad I didn't do it. And like they actually showed that a lot of them like have careers and they're really happy with their families, like they're living like happily, and they're just super thankful, and like they thought it was gonna be super, super difficult, and they made it through, and they seem to be like thriving and extremely happy, with their new family. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there in case there's any.
Yeah, it's not
Any
the end
ladies
of
out
your
there that are
life.
checking
It's
it out.
the beginning of something beautiful.
And I'm pretty sure it is super difficult. I mean,
Oh, I mean, yeah, definitely. But it's probably worth it, no?
It is definitely worth it.
oh, well, is it worth it? You're going with a bunch of kids. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, like no question, no doubts.
No.
100% worth it, and it is actually what we are called to do.
We'll link Father Frank Pavone's ex on this video as well.
All right. What's next? Oh no! I actually saw a little meme. Somebody, one of our dear old friends,
One of your dear friends.
he posted a little meme. Well, maybe we'll put an image of it like right here for a second. You can pause and look at it. Supposedly Trump corruption 101, and basically it's talking about what we're going to see here on this article. I'm going to pull it up. Trump taps Texas oil tycoons in bid to close the cash gap with Biden. What is going on here? Well, according to the meme, if you saw it, this is pure corruption. It's unthinkable. Well, you know what? I don't agree. What is his Trump's big call to fame? His what's his thing? The art of the deal. Obviously, he's never been shy about wanting to produce more oil. Get back to drilling. That's his motto: drill, baby, drill. Like all he said, all that this collaboration means is, okay, guys, help me out with my campaign. He's asking for a mere $1 billion. I don't know exactly how much he's going to be able to raise, but yeah, he's asking for help.
So just like
To
your
raise
other
money. Like
president. asked for
every single campaign asks for money. Every single candidate that runs for any kind of
help. I'm
office.
sure the electric car people are helping the
Biden.
supposed president
Yeah, exactly.
too.
Yeah, come on, but no, because it's oil. Because he has.
Well, not because it's oil, because
No, no,
it's
no.
Trump.
Well, I was gonna say
bad.
it's a double whammy because it's Trump and because it's oil. Because the lefties are obsessed with no, you cannot produce oil. What we have to do is buy it from somewhere else. Somebody else is gonna drill. We'll buy it. We're more than happy to buy it and spike the prices and destroy the economy. Sure, we can do that, but we cannot drill here in the U.S. We can't for some reason. I don't know why.
And
Because it's to save the planet.
And just a heads up, if you see any dips in the gas right now, it's already signed that Biden's already released our emergency reserves.
From the strategic reserve that Trump
Built
filled
up.
Built up, yeah.
Oh. It's so, oh my gosh.
And,
And people buy it. They eat it
Yeah.
up. There is like, oh,
It's
you
like-
see? Oh my God, look what
we've
Biden
had
did.
high gas prices for the last 3.5 years, and then the final,
doesn't it
that
seem a
6
little-
months. Oh yeah, we're gonna. And then
It's
people
not-
are already saying the prices are falling. Yeah, why did it take a?
Isn't it a little bit suspicious? Just a
Yeah.
little bit. Like it's an
But-
election year.
Man, plus I don't know who said it, but apparently the amount that was released from the strategic oil reserve, it's just like a drop in the bucket compared to what like Americans use on a daily basis. You know.
And you know, on top of that,
That's why you see those. It's a dip for a day,
Yeah.
and it goes back up.
Yeah.
well, and then what people are mentioning too, that when people blame Biden for the gas prices, they're like, oh, the president doesn't control gas prices.
Oh.
But then when he's releasing this reserve to lower gas prices, so,
Thank you, Biden.
so you know they can. It's whenever they feel like believing what they want to believe. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? You know.
Can we say that this whole climate change thing is a hoax? Can we say that on YouTube?
Maybe,
Well,
probably.
you can
Oh,
probably
I
say
think
that you
so.
believe it's a hoax.
Or you just get the treatment from.
Yeah, we're gonna get that little like the community notes, but the YouTube version
yeah.
of whatever community notes is on YouTube. Like
Actually,
global warming.
DeSantis is always getting also getting a bit of flat because of that, because he signed a bill in Florida, like turning back the whole climate crisis thing in legislation. Sorry, and now they're calling it the "Don't Say Climate Change" bill.
Oh my gosh, get out of here! Like the don't say gay. Oh my gosh, that's so ridiculous. I almost said the other R word.
Yeah.
But anyway, the whole point of this, and the reason that I wanted to bring this up, is because the whole point of this meme is oh, it's so corrupt. In any other country, Trump would be in jail, for this, which is not true. Come on, look at other countries; they are far more corrupt, and it's so. And just because it's technically legal, he can flaunt it out in the open and be like, "Oh, it's fine." No, it is fine because it's just political strategy. That's all it is. He's trying to close the gap, the cash gap between him and Biden. And also, Trump, he's had a few speed bumps. What is the deep state doing to him? What have they been doing to him this whole time? Just like tying him down
Yeah, trying to
with
put-
lawsuit after lawsuit after lawsuit, bunk every single one of them. And I don't know if you've seen the latest developments.
Well, that they authorized lethal force,
Oh well, that was one thing.
and then on those documents that supposedly he took, they shipped him more than what he asked for to set him up.
Right, was that as well.
You know.
But also his lawyer, the supposed fixer, he was stealing from the Trump organization.
Oh yeah. that's
So
true.
how is it that Trump knew exactly what the money was going to be used for? How is it that it got stolen by the same guy that was supposedly fixing it? Anyway, that's the one that every single Democrat voter, an MSNBC watcher, a CNN regurgitator is they're banking on. It's like, oh, this is going to be the one. Alvin Bragg, he's got him. Like, no, he doesn't. Like, the lawyer destroyed the entire case with his testimony. So anyway, that doesn't take away the fact that Trump has had his shoes tied together by the deep state, by the weaponization of the Department of Justice. And what we see here in the article, it's not even pro-Trump or anything like that. It's stating facts that he is trying to cut a deal with these with the oil tycoons. Actually, go down a little bit. None of the oil executives in attendance responded to. Okay, so yeah, nobody really wants to talk about it. Come on, it's all political strategy, as any other candidate would do. He'll raise money here for sure. It says here. Now, will it
Well,
be
it's
as
kind
much
of-
as last time? I would be surprised if it was, said one wealthy Texas oil donor to the Republican Party in the past. But he has described himself as an ever-Trumper. So that's another thing. Like, sure, he's doing all these movements. He's trying to cut these deals. That doesn't mean he's guaranteed $1 billion just so he could stay out of jail. No, that's not the point of this. He needs a leg up. And all he's doing is saying, you guys, you have I'm just gonna make sure that you have more opportunities to produce. So all he's doing is removing the chokeholds that Biden had put in during his administration. All right, that's it. He's not promising them that they have free reign to destroy the planet, as this stupid meme suggests. Like he's sacrificing the planet to make sure that he can stay out of jail. Because if he's president, he can just, whatever. It's I'm not going to jail. And if he's convicted of anything, I pardon myself. And that's another thing that I have a really big problem with is people saying like, how can Trump, if he really is innocent, why would he be wanting to pardon himself? Because that would be a strategy. If he were convicted, he can pardon himself as the president of the United States. If he weren't guilty of something, why would he have to pardon himself to begin with? Well, a person can be wrongfully convicted of something that they didn't do. That happens all the time, unfortunately, in this broken system that we have. Like, if a judge says so, or if a jury of your peers, which he does not have a jury of his peers in New York City, let's be honest.
Yeah.
There's no way he can get a free trial, a fair trial.
Fair trial. Yeah, but
So you can be wrongfully convicted of something, and this is not even a federal offense that he did, supposedly. It was upgraded to a felony, a misdemeanor to a felony, like just because. Why? Well, because
he's running against Chairman Biden, right?
Jeez. It's infuriating, really, and there's still people that eat this up, and it saddens me. It really does. This entire process that Trump is doing is completely legal. It's not even shady. He's trying to get a leg up, and he's courting the oil magnates because he doesn't care about the planet or something. That's another thing. It's not necessary because he was promising drill baby drill before trying to cut these kinds of deals. That's what he was going to do anyway. He's just saying, hey guys, remember I said drill baby drill? Help me out, man, please, a little bit, because I got they're trying to cut off my legs here.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. So let's see what we have next, David.
Anybody else want to chime in?
Well, I just want to, where is Biden getting his money?
Yeah,
I know he has been the most voted person in history by a large margin. I'm sure that every single one of those voters are chipping in more than $1.
80 million votes, guys.
80 million votes, just $1, just $1. It would have to be a little more than $1, right? Because this is what, 70 million?
Yeah, 70 million more. So he's just trying to. Yeah, it's just strategy.
Who is Biden courting?
Who is Biden courting? Who is he getting his money from? Who are his big donors? Maybe it's a little more shady than what they try to make this out to be. We'll see.
And I do have to say, in a way, y'all don't see, we get a huge cash infusion from certain, groups. There definitely exists, the potential for a conflict of interest, I think that happens anytime. But I think here, even if you were to assume that there's, a conflict of interest here, what's the implication that we're going to be producing more oil? And I guess, what do they say, that the oil, burning gas is really bad for the environment because it increases, CO2 or whatnot. But over the last few years, we've seen that, quote unquote, clean energy isn't necessarily clean at all. It's actually extremely toxic.
Yes.
It's probably even more toxic than gasoline is. I don't know if I think we've talked about it previously, where you see like a bunch of these solar panels being dumped into like landmines, landfills.
There's huge landfills for the wind turbine blades.
You have kiddos in Africa that are mining the lithium.
Mining lithium, like getting paid like $1 a day, not even $1 a day, breathing all these toxic chemicals. So
And it's just a combination of all those things where a lot of people think they're being very noble by going quote unquote clean and avoiding any gasoline when they're probably doing the exact opposite.
most of that's coming from coal, anyways, right? Like,
Yeah.
To produce these supposed green energy sources of technology sources of energy,
Yeah.
what kind of other sources of supposed fossil fuels, which I don't even think they are fossil fuels, but coal, oil, things of that.
like
get
if they
burned
really
up
wanted to
just
go green, do you think they would put just pedals in the car?
Let's just go Flintstone
Go
style,
Flintstone.
man. It's all right,
I mean, that would be really green, no?
that would be green AF and fresh.
I literally saw like a Tesla generator that was being powered by a diesel engine. And like to me, I just saw the
Irony.
Yeah, it was so
Have
silly,
the-
like, the concept.
Have the people in El Paso City Council gone green? I'm pretty sure they spend little gas, no? Or,
You can check out our previous episode.
have our guys gone green yet? Or?
No,
Oh, I thought
no,
they
they
did.
have not.
And one of the
I'm wondering if they're pushing the green agenda.
They are.
Oh, are they?
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Even though they maxed out their gas
I
price?
know Canales is the District 7 guy. He's really he wants to push the green initiative. Good luck with that, bro.
And then
That's weird.
the one of the last things I wanted to mention too, which I really love, Jordan Peterson. He talks about this a lot too. And there's another gentleman, Bjorn something. I'll link his X in the description too. But it turns out that the more CO2 that's available in the atmosphere,
Oh yeah,
the less water that they need, which actually results in more greening.
yeah.
Even in,
The
like,
greening
desert
of the planet.
areas,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
So it turns out like there's some net benefits, and I don't think we exactly have everything figured out because apparently like there's some slight warming that's going on in the ocean right now. But I think there's like other factors that go into it. Some people have been saying like I guess that the heating of the core might be affecting like the ocean temperature.
Well, there's also the sun cycles. Like I've
Oh, yeah,
read
too.
where all the polar caps and all the planets increase and decrease almost like in sync, where the sun affects all of them.
Look, all we're saying is that a lot of this stuff could be just natural, and our involvement, involvement in the whole CO2 or the whole warming of the temperatures, it might be this much.
And then, like we said, like we've mentioned it before too. All it takes is a volcano to mess up.
Oh yeah,
all
all
your-
this green initiative is
you
gonna
know.
go.
Or a meteorite.
On the next episode too,
Well, we hardly ever get like massive meteorites like that, but but the volcanoes do happen, and they spew a bunch of CO2 right away.
but on the next episode, it'd be cool. I think there's a few professors that I've been following that have actually been discussing that we're actually right now in a CO2 famine that could end up like potentially hurting us in the long run and destroying a lot of plant life on the planet, and unfortunately causing a lot of detrimental effects to human life as well. But that'll be on the next episode.
No, but that's going to be a great flip flop also. So once it becomes a problem that we have less CO2, that's when they're like, oh my God, we have to work on the CO2. They're not gonna demonize it anymore. It's gonna be a necessity.
Drill, baby, drill.
I think it's gonna happen within 10 to 15 years, and I've said this before, and I don't know why anybody doesn't mention it. When they have to dispose of millions of tons of batteries,
Mhm.
that's what I want to know. What's gonna happen then in about 10, 15 years when all these cars start dying off? When the batteries start dying and they have to get rid of them, I wonder what they're gonna sell us in.
I don't know. But the point is,
That's a problem for future me.
that's a check that future me will have to worry about later.
In any case, it's all gonna be what, because they're already working on catalyzers that are able to transfer CO2 to other things. Let's see if those other things are actually beneficial to us. But they're actually working on it.
Yeah, graphene as well. Supposedly, like it's this new super material that it's still like being experimented on.
It's almost as revolutionary as quantum mesh out here.
Quantum mesh, no, quantum mesh has nothing on graphene supposedly. With like this new super material, and it's made. One of the methods is like collecting CO2 from the air, and I don't know all the sciencey stuff behind it, but yeah, I have seen a few people talk about it where it's like, ooh, it might be another um, mitigating tool that we use. Now it's gonna be like we're gonna be competing with the plants for CO2, so it's gonna have to be like some sort of like balance of let's take some from the atmosphere, but not too much to make this graphene, and then it's like super durable stuff supposedly. But yeah, check it out. I guess this graphene stuff. It's been like in the works for years, but it's still like in the development phases. So
I think I remember reading about it in high school about how it was like
yeah,
one of the
it's
most
been
powerful, cheap
it,
superconductors
yeah, it's
available.
been a while since this stuff like was kind of the potential of it has been kind of discovered, but
And I've been hearing that.
it's not been really probably funded, so there's no efficient way to continue the research.
And I've heard they've been putting in like real safe and effective stuff, if you know what I mean.
Oh boy,
All right.
what's
Okay.
next, guys?
Let's see what
So
our future
we
voters
have-
are up to.
Future voters.
It's kind of sad.
So we have here from Newsbreak, so take it with the proper salt and seasoning it needs.
Yikes!
Migrants at homeless encampment chant all united in Spanish as Denver lengthens shelter stay.
So then, what did they say? Todos unidos.
Todos unidos.
Todos unidos. Díganlo conmigo. Todos unidos. Come on, guys.
Nah,
I disagree.
You disagree?
no. I'm sure David disagrees too, but I just don't feel like saying something that's literally, destroying the country
country.
and creating
No,
voters.
no. I'm just trying to
No.
translate for the Notalero.
Oh, okay, I get you.
Maybe he doesn't know all.
The
all
encampment dwellers.
So yes, no longer criminal aliens,
Mhm.
no longer illegal migrants, no longer even refugees. Migrant homeless encampment dwellers. Nice little bow, all all neat and sanitized. Like, oh my goodness, that's disgusting. So what's going on? These guys who have been swept from location to location by city crews finally won a reprieve on Wednesday. What happened on Wednesday? Wednesday, the city offered the encampment dwellers 7 days of shelter instead of 3, which was the original offer turned down by the campers.
Oh, well, they got negotiating power.
I guess
Wow.
so, man. If there's enough of them, then yeah, what can we do?
Yeah.
It would hardly be a worthwhile respite before they would find themselves back on the streets with no support, scattered. Huskies Action Network Denver, or HAND, posted on Instagram. HAND, that's too close to the foot. The Foot by Shredder. HAND credited the advocacy by council member Sarah Parody and Chantel Lewis for amicably resolving the encampment crisis.
I think Sarah Parody and what's that other person's name?
Chantel Lewis.
Chantel Lewis should solve the encampment crisis by having them encamp in their property. I would say that would be,
Yeah.
and not even for 7 days, just for like
Imagine the press. You would be heroes.
not even
Heroes.
just like without any timeline. I mean, if you really want to show how
Amicable you are?
amicable you are, I would say go all the way, or not even camp out. Like you camp out and then have them.
Just
Live
in your home. Yeah,
That would be awesome.
that is the most magnanimous thing that they could do. Honestly, and you would be on the news. You would be the leftist.
Not
heroes.
just that, they'd be setting a not a
An
precedent.
example.
Setting a perfect example, yeah. That would be awesome if they would do that. If, they did that, that would be just amazing.
Oh my goodness gracious! No, currently 632 migrants sheltered, according to the city and county of Denver's weekly update on the migrant crisis. As of 6th of May, Denver is sheltering 632 people through a mix of congregate and non-congregate sites. Wow. Okay, on April 10th, Mayor Mike Johnston announced the creation of the Denver Asylum Seekers Program, which provides long-term support and stability to newcomers who do not immediately have access to federal work authorization.
Denver must have a 0% unemployment. I mean, if they have enough time to not worry about their people, and I mean,
Yeah, they need to give these guys authorization because we
That's-
need more people. We need more help. Are there fields in Denver? There's fields, right?
I don't know,
Because
but
remember,
I mean,
remember that's what who else is gonna pick the fields?
well, of course, you're not,
What Jerry Nedler said is,
you're not gonna.
yeah, we don't have any migrants, and who's gonna pick the fields?
Mhm.
Like there must be lots of weed fields to pick in Denver.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Come on down to Integrity Farms.
So, almost 70 million spent on migrants. I wonder who's paying for that.
All right, Steve.
Probably
Yeah, it was Denver.
What was that?
Marijuana.
yeah,
taxes.
it was Nadler. We already figured that out.
Marijuana taxes.
All right, so yeah,
Denver has supported 41,509 newcomers from the southern border. Wow, 41,000.
that's enough to fill up a Luby's.
Yeah.
Those are all those votes that Biden's gonna need.
Of course, of course, of course. At the cost of nearly $70 million. In the span of what time? That's ridiculous.
So I was at 3.5 million from the state of Colorado. Homeland Security, 1.6 million. Denver has approximately 9.4 million awarded, and 2.8
Awarded.
million in potential federal reimbursements
Reimbursements.
pending in April. Announced Denver may be eligible up to 4.8 million.
Oh, they're eligible for a bunch of
Subsidies.
yeah.
So just the print machine go brr.
The print machine. People say, "Oh, we don't get taxed to support these guys," but yeah, again, the inflation tax. Every time they print, your prices go up. That's
Well, your
That's
prices
exactly-
go up, the value of your dollar
That's
goes
not- yeah.
down.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with like the individual being charitable, but there's definitely something wrong with the government doing that.
oh, yeah.
And the reason I say that is because we're already seeing some of the repercussions of like the inflation going on right now. We have a lot of people who are getting a lot less at the grocery store with like their dollar,
No, but Biden already told these guys to give you more chips and more ice cream, dude. He already told them to cut it out.
That's right.
So that's it.
And so a lot of people, the dream of home ownership is becoming further and further
It's more of a fantasy now.
for the millennial class. It's just really unfortunate that we're spending all this money while the middle class continues to be eroded by the policies, unfortunately, that support this illegal immigration that's been going on at the border.
But no. Because we're being charitable as a country, that's not going to affect. How does that affect you? How does that affect you, huh? You're being racist. I've actually seen people say this
Yeah.
on Facebook. You know, those Gen X people that are the boomers that are just so, oh my gosh, no, just let them in, let them all in. What's it to you? It
But
doesn't
see, the
affect
thing
you.
is, when they show up to their city, and that's when they're
our
like,
city, no, we can't handle this.
No, we can't. Not in our city.
Please subsidize us, Department of Homeland Security.
When they start,
Or punching people in New
sleeping
York
out on
in
the
the head.
doorstep.
Yeah.
Taking over their street.
That's the kind of person that doesn't lock their front door, right?
I don't know.
So yeah,
Immigrants are for poor towns like El Paso and any other border town.
or any town that needs Democratic votes.
I don't know, dude. I don't think El Paso needs Democratic
Yeah.
votes
No, but I'm just saying. But that's
because I think that's the only votes that
But-
get counted, right?
Yeah, but they're saying that they send them to the Democratic towns anyways to get the congressional seats to
Oh,
get
there you go.
for the when they do the census, which is probably coming up sooner. I don't know when it's coming up, but that's how they use these guys to build up their
And this is pretty sad, but like I was
Their
watching
house.
a video clip earlier on Fox News. Somebody was interviewing one of the migrants, and one of the migrants was like, "Yeah, this is extremely strange. We're just going across the border, and they're giving us IDs. Nobody's even checking the SAT to see if we're criminals or doing background checks or anything."
Yeah, he's like, I'm a good guy, but I don't
Yeah.
know about everybody else.
He's like, "Yeah, there's like a lot of
like
bad
he's
people
even
there."
concerned about
yeah, he was like,
about who's coming in.
Like
Yeah.
I have
I
an
saw
illegal
some-
immigrant concerned about like other illegal immigrants coming into the United States. It's really sad. And then you see a lot of like crazy examples like that on social media. I'm pretty sure a lot of people saw that clip from like a week or two ago, where the migrant totally just lassos this woman walking down the street, and then he drags her behind a car and like sexually assaults her while she's like totally passed out from the choke of that lasso around her neck. You know, I see like a lot of crazy stuff like happening on social media. So I don't know. It's really
And then to add a, what is it, insult to injury? Like, you're paying for all this.
yeah.
Yep.
That's
$70 million just in Denver.
paying for.
So come on. How far does this need to go?
Well, it's all being done on purpose. That's the thing. So like, how far is it gonna go until we like figure out what to do about this problem right now? Like, the United States is purposely being destroyed right now.
Yeah, that's what it really seems like. That's what it looks like. And has the problem become too big to even take care of now? Like, we can't mass deport everybody.
No one's going to take them, that's for sure. Mexico
Mexico won't even take their own
won't
people.
even take them.
Well, you know, I was watching the Mexican presidential debate, and it's just, to me, it seemed kind of weird how they were talking about how they're going to take care of migrants from south of Mexico, because that's a thing over there too now. So they're saying how they're going to take care of all these people. The candidates were saying that, but then they want the United States to take care of their people. So to me, I just find it kind of weird that they're talking about taking care of other people, but then they want somebody else to take care of their people.
Right.
So the way I see it is, why just doesn't, just for a while till all this gets sorted out, why doesn't everybody just take care of themselves? You know, like at this point, in Mexico's asking another country to take care of its people. How can it commit to taking care of immigrants south of their border? Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't.
Doesn't make
It
sense.
just doesn't make sense. It's just, and you know what? Like the deal is that it. I think what bugs me, like race, national, that doesn't bug me, but what bugs me that these people are being used by the Democratic Party. That's what it is. You know, they're just like they're just pawns in this whole scheme. If these guys were voting Republican, the Democrats would have a wall up in like a week or two. Like they would have it up. That's the point. Like they're trying to make it seem like if Republicans are mean and they're the nice ones, and they're not. You know, these are just their votes. That's what it is.
Exactly. Like they're trying to replace the cultures of all those countries. Like trying to usurp the Mexican culture here, the United States American culture.
Well, like,
And you just got to set that out. You got to point that out. That if these guys were Republicans, the Democrats wouldn't be advocating all this illegal immigration. They'd be like, "Oh, how can the Republicans be so crooked, so corrupt? Look at what they're doing, man.
They're destroying the country.
They'd be trying to put people left and right, jail left and right. You know."
Of course.
So yeah, that's just what it is. This is their new voter base. Even on which I'm kind of happy. A lot of Democrats that I know that disagree with me for like more than 4 years, they're telling me we're sick of this shit. We're done. This is
for real.
This is disgraceful. Like, so I'm kind of happy, and I think they know it too. People are sick of their crap. So they're
physically, mentally,
Yeah,
financially,
so they're
spiritually.
so they are importing a new. This is their new voting bloc.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know.
in any case, remember what the true overseers of the world said, or at least one of the proponents. He spoke up saying, you know what? Our vision is that everyone, what's the word? Like, you will own nothing and you'll be happy.
And you'll
about
be
it.
happy. Schwab?
Yeah, Schwab.
So,
He's apparently retiring pretty soon.
Yeah, he
so
retired, right?
It's not even your properties. They're also gonna get rid of your cultures. So
Yeah.
you will actually have nothing.
And like a lot of people are waking up to this and they're just realizing this. Because I've already had a few people tell me, man, you know what? If you had told me this like 3 or 4 years ago, I would have thought you're a crazy
nuts.
conspiracy
Because they're
theorist,
seeing
this
it.
and that.
They're living it now.
And now they're like seeing it for themselves, like some hardcore Democrats too. They're like, oh man, dude, I can't believe it. Like I'm seeing it with my own eyes. But literally, you have the World Health Organization, the United Nations, the Committee of 300, the Club of Rome. All these guys are pretty much just trying to create like that one world government. You know, they're destroying the currency, the U.S. dollar. They're mass importing, radically changing the demographics of countries all across the globe. But it's really kind of interesting seeing like people open their eyes to all of everything that's going on.
Well,
You know?
remember, guys, if you ever think otherwise than what the Democratic Party or anyone of that political alignment would say, you must be a MAGA proponent, component,
right wing,
Right-winger?
extremist.
Racist, white
Racist,
supremacist.
and now the MAGA is apparently a mafia. So yeah,
Oh wait, you forgot the Catholics were anti-Semitic, anti-Semitic as well.
Anti-Semitic.
crisis king.
He sure is.
It's just funny having all these different labels, but a brown Hispanic Catholic apparently we're white
We're white
supremacists. We're not.
'Cause we
a fan of
wish we were
Jews.
white.
Yeah.
Damn, why wasn't I born white? All right, guys. So what else we got?
We got
So-
one more thing.
We have one more.
That's what he was talking about, the MAGA mafia, right?
Oh, the MAGA mafia.
Talking about
Oh,
the MAGA mafia.
Speaking of the New
We
World
have the
Order,
audacity of having a strong, independent woman speaking the truth. Shame on us. Shame.
The
on
Dems would
us.
say she belongs in the kitchen.
MTG Marjorie Taylor Greene here. Let's hear what she has to say. Speaking of New World Orders.
Oh, yikes.
Speaker, I rise in support of the CBDC Anti-Surveillance State Act. This would prohibit unelected bureaucrats at the Federal Reserve from issuing a central bank digital currency that would destroy Americans' right to financial privacy. CBDCs are a digital form of a sovereign currency designed and issued by the federal government and recorded on a ledger controlled by the federal government. In other words, if a political enemy of the deep state or, say, a Democrat regime says or does something that is not approved, the government could prohibit them from using their digital, government-controlled financial assets or simply take them away. We're talking about Americans' money. Never forget, in the past few years, we just lived through a time, and Americans are very aware of it, where the government forced social media to censor Americans for their statements about the 2020 election and unconstitutional COVID lockdowns and violations of Americans' medical freedom, forcing them to take an experimental vaccine in order to work, go to school, shop, go to restaurants, and live. Government tracking Americans on keywords like MAGA, Trump, or Americans that care about their Second Amendment rights has also been something that has happened in the past few years and is still happening. The very idea of our government controlling our money with the ability to turn it off whenever they see fit is terrifying. I support this bill and urge my colleagues to support it.
And so
Woo-wee!
we posted some clips previously of Jordan Peterson talking about the social credit system that's going on in China.
Oh,
where if you say like one wrong thing, you're pretty much your social credit is dropped down. Sometimes, one of the ways to boost your social credit is to literally donate your blood. Trade your blood for credit.
Oh, boy.
Put your kiss ass to the party in power.
And
Celebrate
The
their-
CCP.
and it's really we previously talked in one of our older episodes also where the FBI Richmond office was generating lists of people who were buying Bibles.
Mm-hmm.
So we have people who are on the list for buying Bibles. We also have people on the list who flew in and out of Washington, D.C. in on or around January 6th. So we have like a lot of people right now who are being tracked for doing like perfectly normal, average American things. Like these are all people who...
Or for texting on your phone that you're going to vote for Trump and that Joe Biden probably wasn't elected correctly.
Like, are these really the people who you want to be able to entrust with the ability to turn off and all your power, your buying abilities, to be able to feed your family, to be able to pay your bills?
No, I'd be public enemy number one.
Yeah.
And I have kids.
You white supremacist, anti-Semite.
Jeez, look at that. What do you mean,
Populator.
anti-Semite? I wear the Shema on my wrist. The
And-
Shema Israel.
Appropriating their culture. How dare you?
Yeah, that looks bad, huh?
Which, by the way,
Oh no, I'm making things worse.
her bill actually passed the House, and you can guess who voted for it and who voted against. The Republicans were for, Democrats, it was pretty much party lines against.
What a shocker.
It was actually kind of a surprise that the
I'm actually
Republicans
surprised that
voted
I was about to say that. I'm surprised all the All the fake Republicans, like
They actually voted for it.
yeah, it was kind of weird.
I don't think they got the memo from.
But you know
the
what?
memo
You know
of
what's
the
happening too? A
list.
lot of those guys are seeing the tide shifting, so they're trying to align back into, hey, you know what? This guy might win. We're being corrupt. We might, you know. So a lot of these guys, like all these,
A CYA vote.
yeah, cover your ass. Like, oh, you know what? This guy might win. Even with a rigging, it's too much. Even with the rigging, this guy's gonna win.
Man, if there's something I can't stand, it's riggers.
Right. And then you know what the deal is too. I mean it's out there, man. Like you see Trump's rallies, they're packed, and then there's lines of people that can't get in, and then Joe Biden, you got like 40, what do you call them, seals, just clapping at whatever he says.
No, like he just
Pretty much his
Trump
own
just did one
staffers.
in the
Yeah.
Bronx, huh?
Yeah.
Trump just did a rally in the Bronx.
Well, and a lot of times he doesn't even do rallies. He just walks out of court, and
And they're
people
like,
are there. And a lot of these people aren't. You know, they say that it's just a bunch of white supremacists. A lot of these people aren't even white.
Aren't
Like
even
in New York,
white,
they're just. And I don't even like to talk about race and whatever, but I'm just pointing out because they pointed out a lot of, like, I've been watching all these people that go see him. A lot of these guys aren't even white people.
All right, of course.
It's just
Well, you don't have to be white to like him. He's awesome. I mean, he's funny. I mean, okay. Here's another thing.
well to me, I don't even think he's awesome. I don't vote for him because of the image he projects. I vote for him because of what he did for the country. And you know what, like this COVID thing and whatever, he got dealt a very bad deck, and he made the best of what was thrown at him. You know, and you can
Any
look up
other president would have
and-
done almost the same thing.
and you can look
Or
up all
yours.
the things on the Wuhan lab. It was like, now we know that it was an engineered virus. It wasn't even a natural virus, and you know, someone messed up, or whether they did it on purpose or someone messed up. It's a fact that it's a lab virus.
Right.
You know, which either way, it's someone should be held accountable. You know,
And I remember just kind of floating the idea around at certain places, like at work, for instance.
Yeah.
I'll float around the idea. I was like, hey, what if it was made in a lab? Oh, you're one of those conspiracy theorists. I was like, what?
and now it's true.
Yeah, man. I'm not saying it is, but that was like my preface. I'm not saying it really is, but I mean, doesn't it kind of seem a little weird?
I'd like to see somebody verify this, but I saw an interview earlier today with Peter McCullough, where apparently the H5N1 vaccines have already been procured and they're ready for release. They've already been purchased.
Isn't it weird that it would take decades of research and trials to roll out a vaccine?
Yeah.
Oh man, I'll talk about it next time.
Anyway, everything's dumb. It's all dumb. And
I just feel like now more than ever we have to kind of think a little bit more and not necessarily just automatically take the word of the so-called experts that are paraded on the television, on the news, and on social media. You know, it's like you gotta
question
take a step
everything.
back nowadays, and you have to be like, is this a risk that I want to take? You know.
Yeah, we're not just naked apes. We have faculties. You know, we can think. Just because somebody official with a tie said it on MSNBC Hee Haw doesn't mean that it's 100% true. Actually, chances are it's 100% false. But the point is just really soak it in. Like, is this real? Is this true? Look around you.
Am I worse off now than I was 10 years ago, 20 years ago?
Because, you know, they're also too on the being worse off now. They release all these stats on how inflation's only this, inflation that, but they're not telling you. They're measuring inflation now on the things that really haven't gone up in price. You know, so that's how they're. But I mean, you don't even need studies or experts. You can go to the store, or you can go to the gas pump, and you can figure out that, you know.
You want to buy a car, you want to buy a house. Like, is it more affordable now, or was it more affordable a few years back? You know.
Anyway, guys, so I think that's it for today.
That's it for today. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. Look us up on X. Look us up on Facebook. And Rumble. Yeah, Rumble. Maybe we'll start doing TikToks. What do you guys think?
Well, no, they're on the Tricoms, no?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. They're on the ban list.
They're on the back. Okay.
Well,
Never mind. We won't do TikToks.
Let's think about it.
But we're definitely going to open up an OnlyFans. Anyway, so check us out. Give us a like, comment, subscribe, share the show with everybody that you know, with your friends, your enemies, your frenemies, your situationships, everybody. And then look out for us. We're just around the corner.
Stay safe, everybody.
Peace.